Today's video is our Financial Independence Dividend Income Update for March of 2021. This month we've received a grand total of $1,313.98 in dividend income. So stay with us and we'll tell you the stocks we own in order to earn it.
Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Jean.
And I'm Christine.
This is the channel where we share with you our journey to financial independence. Our goal is to retire in 2028. That's what I think. Christine thinks it is actually 2024. Either way, we hope that you stay with us and let's see who is right, or I mean there's no right or wrong.
I'm always right.
Yeah, you are always right. I would agree with you. While we don't know when the actual retirement is gonna happen, we keep sharing our journey with you. Come with us, feel free to subscribe if you want to, and let's start discussing our dividend income for March 2021. So before I get into the numbers, it's also important to share with you how we organize our portfolio. If you think of three different buckets, we have 20% of our assets related to international exposure, so anything outside Canada, US. 50% of our portfolio is related to Canadian markets, so the Canadian exposure, and 30% of our portfolio to US stocks. So that's how we organize our portfolio. You might think, you know what, it's a lot of money that you guys have in the Canadian exposure. There's a reason for that, and hopefully we will share that with you later on. Should we get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our first position is part of the international exposure that Xian was just talking about. It's new to our portfolio, so in December of 2020, this didn't exist in our dividend income. And it is the Vanguard FTSE Emerging Markets ETF. So it trades under the ticker VEE.TO. Like I said, it's new to our portfolio. So currently we've purchased 57 shares of this particular ETF, and it has provided a distribution to us of $4.04.
Let's now discuss our Canadian exposure. The first company that we have received dividends is actually Canadian Utilities. The ticker is CU.TO. From Canadian Utilities, we received $281.91. We actually own 641 shares of Canadian Utilities. It is an increase of 109 shares compared to the previous quarter, which at the end of the day boils down to 18% on our dividend income for CU.
The next one within our Canadian portfolio is Enbridge. Enbridge trades under the ticker ENB.TO. In March, we received $400.80 in dividends. We own 480 shares, which actually hasn't increased or changed at all since the previous quarter in December. However, the dividend has increased by 3%, and that's because Enbridge has increased their dividend at the beginning of this year.
The next company is Manulife, so the ticker is MFC.TO. From Manulife, we received $257.04. We now own 918 shares from Manulife. Compared to the previous quarter, we bought more 106 shares. At the end of the day, this is actually a 17% increase in our dividends compared to the previous quarter.
The next one in our Canadian portfolio is RioCan, and it trades under the ticker REI-UN.TO. It's a REIT, so we received $19.12 from them in March. We currently own 239 shares, which is 3 more shares than we had in December. However, the dividend has actually gone down by 48%. And that's because RioCan decided to cut their dividend due to the COVID-19 issues and whatnot surrounding all of that. So 48% down with RioCan.
So the next one is VRE.TO, which is an ETF. We have received from VRE $2.37. This is actually, we own 27 shares of VRE. We actually increased the number of shares by 6. Which at the end of the day is an increase on 19% in our dividend income from VRE.
Yeah. And last but not least, our final Canadian position is XEI.TO. It's whopping 11 shares of this particular ETF, and it paid out a distribution to us of 83 cents for the month.
Now it's time to discuss our US exposure. It's important to mention that we have been optimizing our US exposure and selling some of the companies that we owned before. For example, Coke, IBM, Intel, these are companies that we've had in our portfolio. We sold these positions and we are now focusing more on the total market ETF, but we're going to talk about them in a few minutes.
So the first US company that we received dividends from this quarter was QYLD. QYLD is a NASDAQ 100 covered call ETF. We received $118.50 in distributions from them. However, we currently own 0 stocks. We've sold completely out of QYLD and transitioned that money into QQQ. So we own no more QYLD. Going forward, it's QQQ, and we'll see how that goes.
So now it's time to discuss ITOT. You might have heard of VTI. So ITOT and VTI, they are quite similar. They actually track the total US market, so the S&P 500 US market. We received the distributions in a total of $121.52. We own 410 shares of ITOT. Compared to the previous quarter, is actually we bought 391 shares more, which is at the end of the day, it's an increase on our distribution from ITOT of 95%.
Next one in the US portfolio is Microsoft. Microsoft trades under the ticker MSFT. We have not added or changed our position in Microsoft at all, but in the month of March we received $18.09 in dividends. So we currently own 38 shares.
The last one is Walgreens. The ticker is WBA. From Walgreens we received $89.76. We now own 192 shares of Walgreens. We have actually two shares more compared to the previous quarter. Those 2 shares is actually because this share dripped. It is actually a result in 1% increase in our dividend.
So that brings us to the total dividend of March of $1,313.98. And that, like we said, is actually a decrease from 2020, December of 2020, of 3.16%. So that's just due to us selling out of certain positions in the US. We've had the RioCan dividend cut as well.
Yeah.
But we hope that by getting into the total market ETF as well as QQQ, that we're going to see the capital gain of those stocks, or the capital appreciation of those particular ETFs, and eventually we'll regain that lost dividend income.
Exactly.
So for January, February, and March, the first quarter of 2021, we have a grand total of our dividend income of $4,214.05. Not too bad for just sitting back and watching the dividends come in.
Yes, yes. We are happy, we're excited with what we were able to accomplish so far. We've made mistakes along the way, which is part of the process to become financial independence, and that's how we keep improving. Would you like to thank you for being part of your journey?
So if you hold any of these positions in your portfolio, or if you hold something different, do you prefer ETFs over dividend paying stocks? Let us know in the comments down below. It's always interesting to see what other people are doing. Yes. Like we said before, this is just our decision. These are what we've decided to hold in our portfolio. Yeah. By no means are we any type of financial advisor. No. So we just want to share with you what we're doing. Just,
yes.
Yeah.
Do your own research. So do what works for you.
That's it. And we'll see you next month for April's 2021 Dividend Income Update.
Bye. Before getting into the numbers, I guess it's also important to tell you that on how we organize our portfolio. If you think of 3 different buckets, we have some money allocated to the international exposure. When we say international, it's companies outside North America, I mean, anywhere in the world.
Well, outside Canada and the US.
Yeah, outside Canada and the US. Yeah, exactly. North America.
Well, Mexico's part of North America.
Yeah. Disculpa, amigos. Yeah, and I love Mexico. And there's a video that I said Mexico like 6 or 7 or 8 times. I don't know.